Take a piece of always artichoke cardstock cut to 5.5 by 8.5 inches, fold it in half, then take your bone folder and crease it, and that gives you a nice good stock for the base here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Close to Cocoa ink pad, and of course here's the 3 dots, and that just pushes and opens like this. And I'm going to take my sponge, and what I'm going to do is dirty up the edge of the card. And it doesn't take a lot, and you can dirty up the card as much or as little as you'd like. When you think you've got enough, you don't have to do the whole card, because we're going to cover a lot of it up, of course, with the aluminum that we're going to attach. I'm also going to dirty up the edges a little bit more using a direct-to-paper technique. Okay, so I just drag the edges like this. And it doesn't matter how much you get, you can just put as much or as little on as you want. And there you have that. Now we're ready to attach the aluminum. Now I attach sticky strip all the way around the outside edge. I left the last one here so that you could see that I could pull it loose, so you could see where it was. And then we just put this on, and we line up the edges like that. And that now forms the basis for the card. Now don't use snail for this, because snail is not sticky enough and it won't hold. So now I take a piece of very vanilla cardstock cut to 3.5 by 2 3/4 inches, and I'm going to stamp the Jeep on it. Now this is from the Hit the Road stamp set, and I'm going to use classic black ink. So I'm going to ink it up, and hopefully I'm not moving the camera too much, and I'm going to position this up, and I'm just going to stamp it down, and as I lift it up, I'm going to bump it twice, and you can see the little crease here looks like the Jeep's been bouncing. Now that's not the best image in the world, so we're just going to turn it over and we're going to try this again. See if I can get a better bump and a better image on that one. So we'll position this up again, stamp it down, and then I can bump, and there's the bumps. Okay, now we're ready to watercolor this. And since most of you know how to watercolor, I'm just going to talk about the watercoloring itself. So I used Sahara sand to do the bumper here and the grill, and also to do here on the mirror and the hubcaps. And I used the Always Artichoke to do the Jeep body over here, and I did a little bit of trim up in here just to give it a little extra color. And then I used Close to Cocoa to do the cat, and I also used it to do the dirt down here that the Jeep's been driving on. Now we're ready to put the saying on. So this comes from the Smarty Pants stamp set, but I don't want these words, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of transparent tape, and I'm going to mask off the words that I don't want, and I'm going to ink it up in the Close to Cocoa, and then I'm going to pull the tape off because it's all covered with ink, and then I position the words over, and I just stamp it on, and there we go. So now we're ready to go ahead and layer this. But first of all, I want to add a little bit more texture to this, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the ticket corner punch, and I'm going to punch corners. Now I turn it upside down so I can make sure that the corner is where it's supposed to be, and I do all 4 corners just like this. And there you go. Now I'm going to take the cutter kit, and I'm going to rough the edges of this card up so that it's just really kind of rough and tore up. And don't forget to rough inside the ticket corner there. And you can rough this up as much or as little as you want to. And we're almost done. And I know I'm hurrying on this, and I hope that this is not too bad for you guys. Alright, so there we go. Now, we're going to take our snail, whoops, upside down, and we're going to adhere that, and I'm going to adhere that to a piece of Handsome Hunter cardstock that I've cut to 3.5 by 3 inches, and I roughed it up so that we didn't take the time to do that. And then I put some snail on that, and I'm going to attach that to a piece of close to cocoa that's cut to 3 3/4 by 3 1/4, and I line that up, and now that's ready to attach to the card. But I want to pop that off a little bit more, so I'm going to take Stampin' Dimensionals, and I'm going to put one in each corner and one right in the center, and that'll allow this piece to just kind of pop off the card a little bit. And then we pull the tabs off, and my fat fingers don't pull them off very well. And so there we have it, and here's the card, and we just position that somewhere on the card where you think it'll look good, and we just go ahead and stick that down. So ta-da! There you have a manly card. Now, for those who are going to a Stampin' Up! Regional, we're going to Ohio on Saturday, so come and see us and swap cards with us. So thanks for stopping by, and see you next time.